So the NFL season is here. We're all very excited. It should be a holiday. It's one of the best days of the year. The NFL season's back after 7 long months. It is finally back. So with that being said, my NFL predictions are in the AFC. I have the Chiefs, the Bills, the Titans, the Ravens winning their divisions. And the 3 wildcard spots, I think is going to be the Chargers, the Browns, and the last spot is kind of iffy to talk about. Like, there's not too many teams that really pop out, in my opinion. So, in my opinion, it's going to come down between the Patriots, the Colts, and the Broncos for that last wildcard spot. And I think I'll just go with the Colts because they made the playoffs last year. They have a nice roster. Their defense is solid. They have a nice run game. And if Carson Wentz picks it up, if he does good this year, if he has a kind of renaissance, then it'll be good for the Colts, and they should be able to beat out the Patriots with the rookie quarterback and the Broncos with Teddy Bridgewater. So those are my teams for the AFC. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. The Chiefs, with the revamped offensive line, should be better. They should still be the class of the AFC. The Bills, they just paid Josh Allen. I think they only keep improving. They're the number 2 seed. The Titans, with A.J. Brown and Julio Jones as their 2 bookend wide receivers, along with Derrick Henry and Ryan Tannehill has been playing great. I think they get the number 3 seed, the Ravens. These predictions were done before today when they lost another running back, but I believe in Harbaugh. I believe in the former MVP Lamar Jackson, and I think they get it done. I think they win the North. The Chargers, they're one of those teams that have a lot of talent. Derwin James is coming back. Keenan Allen is still there. They did get some upgrades to that offensive line, and Justin Herbert, in my opinion, is the real deal. He's one of the best young quarterbacks in the league. Rookie of the year last year. I think he takes another step in his second season, and the Chargers make it back to the playoffs. And for the Browns, they just have a loaded roster, top to bottom, tight end, defensive end. Everywhere you look, they're pretty loaded. I think they're one of the most talented teams in the NFL, so I think they get a wild card spot this year. And in the NFC, top to bottom, I have the Packers, the Rams, Tampa Bay, Cowboys winning their respective divisions. And then for the wild card spot, I have the Seahawks, the Panthers, and the Niners all securing wild card spots. Pretty self-explanatory. Packers 13-3 the last 2 years, 2 appearances in the NFC Championship in the last 2 years. I think they keep that momentum going. Aaron Rodgers looked like he's back. He's completely invested in the team, and they should have another good season. The Rams with Matthew Stafford, Sean McVay, I think they pushed the Packers for that number 1 seed, but they're just in a very tough division with the Niners and the Seahawks and even the Cardinals. So I think that's going to, give the Packers the edge. Tampa Bay is bringing back all 22 starters. The 16 players that got the most snaps on the offensive side are also coming back. So I think they're going to be good, if not better. But I do have them getting that 3rd seed. Cowboys with Dak Prescott should win the East. They have the best quarterback in the division, and they have the best wide receiver room, and they probably have the best running back too. So, bounce back year by Elliott, comeback player of the year candidate Dak Prescott. We'll get into that later. I think the Cowboys win the East. The Seahawks, they could compete with the Rams for the NFC West, but I think they just narrowly miss out on the division championship. They're your number 1 wild card spot in the NFC. And the surprise to many, I think the Panthers with Sam Darnold and McCaffrey coming back this year, I think they get a wild card spot. I believe Sam Darnold hadn't had the best of luck with the Jets, but being in a different offense, giving another chance, I think he thrives in the Panthers offense. They have a nice plethora of weapons, so I think that will help them out. I think the Panthers sneak into the playoffs. And the Niners, I think they'll go to Trey Lance at some point, and then the offense will take another step. They'll take a whole another dimension, and they will get the last wild card spot, in my opinion. Some teams that narrowly missed the cut on the NFC side, I'm looking at the Washington football team and the Saints. I think the Washington football team has one of the best defenses in the league, if not the best. But I got to see if they're going to get Fitzmagic or Fitztragic. Fitzmagic, if he's playing good for the whole season, they have a chance to make the playoffs, but he hasn't been able to do that for a complete season in his whole career. So we'll see what he does at the age of like 37, I believe, or 38. Washington football team, that's one of the teams that will be in the mix. And the Saints. It all depends on Jameis Winston and how good they get Michael Thomas, how good of a Michael Thomas they get when he comes back from injury. If Michael Thomas can make a lot of impact, help Jameis Winston, and Jameis Winston doesn't turn the ball over, I think they should be in contention all the way to the end. So those are my teams that I think are going to make the playoffs. Let me know if I missed anyone, if I completely missed the mark, or if you guys agree with my picks. And for the Super Bowl prediction, I have the Chiefs going back to the Super Bowl. I really like what they did with that offensive line, completely rebuilt it. I think they're built to go deep into the playoffs. And Patrick Mahomes, in my opinion, is still the best quarterback in the league. So I see them making the Super Bowl one more time, barring any injuries or barring any COVID scares or suspensions or whatever. And the second team for the NFC that I think is going to make the Super Bowl, I think is going to be the Packers. I think the Last Dance is going to be an amazing run. I'm sure you guys seen those edits when Aaron Rodgers returned to the Packers, and basically they were saying it'll be a 1 year plan. Like they'll take every year, and revisit it in the offseason if he's gonna stay or go. So depending if he goes or leaves, we'll see how it works out. But I think the Packers rally behind Aaron Rodgers, and they have a Cinderella run to the Super Bowl, and Aaron Rodgers wins his second Super Bowl. That's my prediction. I think the Packers are gonna be your Super Bowl champions this year. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. I know there's other people that think the Tampa Bay is going to repeat or the Chiefs are going to win. I even see people talking about the Rams possibly going all the way. There's a lot of good teams this year. I could definitely make an argument for all of those teams that I have mentioned. I even have some people say that the Browns are going to win the whole thing. That one's a little more lukewarm in my opinion because we'll see how good Baker Mayfield is. But I think Chiefs-Packers would be a great Super Bowl, in my opinion. One of the best quarterbacks ever in Aaron Rodgers. Potential to be the GOAT in Patrick Mahomes. They're two similar quarterbacks that just like to extend the play, make ridiculous throws, just eye-popping plays. Aaron Rodgers versus, the modern-day Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes. Is going to be an amazing Super Bowl. I hope it happens. But there's a lot of other matchups that I would be very interested to see, too. So I wouldn't be mad if it's not Chiefs versus Packers, but that's my prediction. And now let's get to the awards. For the MVP, I have Patrick Mahomes, I think, behind that offensive line. And, another year with Kelsey and Hill, I think Patrick Mahomes has an amazing year and he wins MVP. Offensive Player of the Year, I have a surprise pick. I think it's going to be Tannehill. With Julio Jones, A.J. Brown, and Derrick Henry, I think the offense could be elite, and Tannehill is going to make it all work together. So Tannehill is my Offensive Player of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year, Myles Garrett, physical specimen. I don't have to say too much. He gets Dwayne. He gets Clowney next to him, so that should help him out. Myles Garrett is my Defensive Player of the Year. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Kyle Pitts. Matt Ryan has to throw the ball somewhere, and Julio Jones is gone. Kyle Pitts should get a lot of targets. I would not be surprised if he goes over 1,000 yards and over 10 touchdowns. But my asterisk is if Trey Lance is starting by week 5, I think Trey Lance steals Offensive Rookie of the Year from Kyle Pitts. I think Mac Jones and obviously Trevor Lawrence are going to be there. But if Trey Lance starts by week 5, I think he has a very high possibility of stealing the Offensive Rookie of the Year with that offense, with Shanahan and the Niners making the playoffs, in my opinion. I think Trey Lance has a good chance of stealing Offensive Rookie of the Year. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Patrick Surtain, the second. With the Broncos, they're going to have a nice defense. He looks like he's going to be a lockdown corner. Comeback Player of the Year, I think is going to be Prescott. It's almost aforementioned that a player that just got a really ridiculous contract, one of the highest paid players in the league, playing for the Cowboys. He's going to put up gaudy numbers, has one of the best wide receiver rooms in the NFL. I think it's almost a log that Prescott's going to get it. But there will be competition from Derwin James and Christian McCaffrey, both great elite players that if they play great, they could potentially steal it from Prescott. But I think just playing for the Cowboys, being an Americans team, being a star of Hard Knocks, Prescott, I think it's Prescott's award to lose. And I think he has a good year and he wins Comeback Player of the Year. And for Coach of the Year, I think it's going to be Sean McVay. I believe in Stafford because of his talent, because I know he got a bad draw getting drafted by the Lions. And now he gets to play with Sean McVay in that beautiful orchestrated offense in that new stadium, and I think the Rams could go deep into the playoffs. They're gonna win the West, in my opinion. So Sean McVay is gonna win Coach of the Year. That duo, Sean McVay and Matthew Stafford, has a lot of potential. I can't wait to see the Rams. So those are my predictions for the 2021 NFL season. Let me know what you guys think. Am I completely out of my mind? I did have some, not so popular choices. Offensive Player of the Year, Tannehill. I have the Panthers making the playoffs. I have Kyle Pitts winning Offensive Rookie of the Year. So let me know what you guys think. I'm very curious to get a conversation going. Just find out what you guys are thinking. What are you guys thinking right before the NFL season starts?